All right, guys. Iran just crossed another proverbial line. 2 American troops are dead, and the consequences right now are about to get a little more, what I would say, damaging for the Iranian people. There's been multiple attacks on American bases. The President of the United States responded in kind, saying that he wanted CENTCOM to unleash the gates of hell on Iran. And I think this is where the conflict changes. There's information coming out this morning, or actually early hours of the morning, that more American aircraft, more American bombers are en route to Kuwait, en route to Jordan, en route to Oman, and Qatar. We've got air bases in that entire area. And you only bring in more bombers if that's the plan. But Iran has now killed American troops. And I believe the entire equation just changed overnight. Folks, I think we should stop pretending this is some distant little skirmish happening in a desert that nobody can find on a map. 2 American service members are dead. 1 remains missing. Others were wounded. I think about 13. And they were medically evacuated after Iran launched a barrage of ballistic missiles and drones at a base in Jordan. Not only at a base in Jordan, but they targeted a barracks, a billeting. They call it billeting in the military. Barracks, BEQ. Basic enlisted quarters. They didn't target the air base. They targeted a barracks. It reminds me of Khobar Towers. This is the 30-year anniversary of Khobar Towers. That's what this reminds me of. And Jordan, if you don't know where Jordan is and where this actually lies, see this green dot here? This is the base that was attacked, okay? I'm going to zoom in, but I want to zoom out a little bit. Let me know how the audio is in the chat, and also make sure you hit the like and subscribe. So this is the base, but I want to show you where in relation to Iran this is. So Iran is over here. They launched missiles across Iraq to target Jordan. Now, the Jordanian military is nothing to be played with. Look at this. We're gonna zoom in. I'm gonna show you this air base. Okay? This is what they hit. And this is where these bombers, and I think you can see one of the, I don't know if that's a C-130. I don't know what kind of plane that is. But look at the other aircraft on the tarmac here. You see these? They just woke them up. And I want you to understand something. This was not an accidental strike. This was not a missile that wandered off course. Iran knew exactly what it was targeting. This base is a major hub for American air power in the region. It supports helicopters. It supports aircraft. It supports surveillance operations. And the men and women standing between Iran and complete regional chaos. Iran was attacking American military capability, and it kept attacking until Americans paid the price. There had already been earlier warnings, earlier strikes, reportedly wounded troops damaged Black Hawk helicopters, and they hit facilities where American personnel were living and operating. And you can see some of the barracks along this, around here. These are BEQ, billeting. They definitely planned this. This is a very large, look at this. There's a mixed elementary school right here. See the elementary school? But nobody's talking about Iran launching attacks near a school. No, that doesn't fit the narrative, right? That doesn't fit the narrative. Look how long this runway is. For all of you aerial experts, how long does a runway have to be for a B-2 or one of the B-1 Lancers, the bombers? That's what they're not targeting the tarmac, the airstrip. They don't want to limit the bombers' capabilities from taking off. They targeted Americans, and now 2 are gone. And that means the conversation in Washington changes immediately. President Trump has ordered CENTCOM to respond, and American forces are now striking Iranian air defenses, missile sites, drone storage facilities, coastal surveillance. At some point, the airstrikes that the United States is conducting are going to have to move more towards the infrastructure. I think Trump is holding off on attacking the power plants. I think Trump is holding off on attacking things where there could be mass casualties of civilians. But here's the question the political class never wants to answer. And I want to ask you this because I think this question could make a lot of people feel uncomfortable. Does Iran still fear the United States? I don't know. I don't know if they fear the United States. Because deterrence isn't really a press conference. It's not some sternly worded statement. Deterrence means your enemy believes the price of attacking Americans will be greater than anything they could possibly gain. Have you noticed Iran didn't attack Israel? Iran tested that proposition. They crossed the line. Now the United States has to make certain, absolutely certain, they never make that calculation again. And I believe that's where this goes, and it's going to go very quickly. Apparently, the president spoke with News Nation right after this happened. I want you to hear this. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Let me know how the audio is on this clip.
So, Hannah, correct me if I'm wrong. You just got off the phone with the president. Give us some insight. What did he say during that conversation?
Xavier, that's right. We hadn't heard from the president yet about these deaths, so we decided to call him to see if he had a reaction. And that was the first thing I asked him, what his reaction was to the news of these 2 U.S. service members that were killed in Iranian attacks yesterday. The president telling me he finds it very sad. He says it's a very sad thing. We hate to see it happen. But then the president told me it's in service to our country. They're never going to allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. And that's a line we've heard from the president before. We know that is his driving force that he has repeatedly said when it comes to this war in Iran. And I quickly asked him what he thought of Iran also saying this weekend that it no longer plans to follow that memorandum of understanding. The president telling me I couldn't care less.
So Hannah, correct me if I'm wrong. You just got off.
So Trump said he could care less about the memorandum of understanding. Said the service members died in service to the country, reiterated Iran cannot be allowed to obtain a nuclear weapon. Could you imagine Iran with a nuclear weapon right now? This is an article from the New York Times. Jordan's becoming a new focus in the Iran war. Now, the Jordanians, they don't play games. So Iran is not really targeting Jordan, even though they're a host for our military. They are targeting American bases because that's the easiest way to divide our country, divide our news media, divide our coverage of all this. That's what's happening. And here you go. Reinforced. Flurry of attacks and losses they have caused are a sign Iranian forces not only still have ample missile stocks. Where are they getting those from? China? but have also become more adept at evading U.S. air defense. And that's where the technology has been stolen from the United States through China. A lot of technology has been stolen. Barrick Ravid, U.S. official, Iran launched a ballistic missile attack at a U.S. base in Saudi Arabia. This is the first direct Iranian attack on Saudi Arabia in nearly 4 months. So they're shedding allies. Here is actual video footage of this, I believe one, maybe both of these missiles hitting this base. So you see this. It's not good to watch. It's not pleasant to watch. What do you all think that the ultimate response should be? I believe that at some point, we got to raise this level. Central Command statement on recently falling. On July 17th, this was a Saturday night, I believe. Friday night. 2 U.S. service members in Jordan were killed in action, KIA. Partner forces defended against Iranian ballistic missiles and drone attacks. 4 American service members were medically evacuated to Jordanian hospitals. They have since been discharged. Other personnel were evaluated for minor injuries, returned to duty. Out of respect for the families, CENTCOM will withhold information, including the identities of the fallen, until the next of kin have been notified. I'm angry, so angry I'm crying. I see Dakshin is wearing a army uniform there. Thank you for your service. God bless you. Only one way to end a rat infestation. I'm in the middle of that myself right now, to be honest with you. But this is where I'd like to say it's a line that's being crossed, but we've had so many proverbial lines that have been crossed. And this is an article from Breitbart that kind of breaks this down. Obviously with the statement. Here you go. Look at this. No one's really seen this guy, but apparently we're getting statements from him. Iranian Supreme Cardboard leader Khamenei claimed the United States has committed repeated breach of the MOU, arguing in a post that the signature of the U.S. president was utterly worthless and devoid of credibility. Yeah, well, we haven't even seen this guy. We don't even know if this guy is alive. So I think it's pot calling the kettle cardboard. I don't know what you want to call it, right? Bad situation right now. Very bad. This is the transfer that took place of some of the remains of the fallen. I don't want to hang up on that because I think that's not something that I am wanting to see. Iran claims the Atomic Energy Organization reported the strike at 3:30 a.m. local. So now Iran is coming out and saying that the United States hit their non-operational 300 megawatt reactor. Read that again. Iran's Atomic Energy Organization, they should not have one of those, reported the strike at 3:40 in the morning, targeting non-operational 300 megawatt. So they kind of just admitted that they have a nuclear power plant, heavy water. There's no telling what else is hidden in there. This incident escalates a months-long conflict, claims 16 U.S. lives, disrupt global oil flows. The more damage they do to that, the more damage they do to, I would say, China. Says here, U.S. is attacking nuclear power plants in Iran. The nation has lost any kind of semblance of environmental responsibility. I'm going to say this. I don't give a crap about the environment in Iran. I don't. For all of you global warming people, I don't care about this. For all of you rising sea level people, I don't care about the environment in Iran. It's just not my deal. But for Iran to have an atomic energy organization tells me exactly what they're planning, and we know exactly what they're planning. First medical evacuation flight from Jordan since Iran's attack arrived back at Ramstein Air Base in, I believe that's Germany. Yeah, it is Germany. Sorry, Germany. So you can see there the flight that took them back to Germany. Iran's journalist Mahdi, whatever his name is, Kuwait is considered one of Iran's principal options for a potential ground incursion aimed at seizing 2 U.S. military bases. So now Iran is saying that they want to invade Kuwait to take the military bases. Ali al-Salim, there's a couple other bases. There's Camp Arifjan, there's Shuaibah. There's quite a few military bases in Kuwait. And Iran is threatening to invade Kuwait. How did that work for Iraq? Remember that little 100-hour war? Do we got to wake up Stormin' Norman? Is that what they want? Secretary of State Marco Rubio came out on the heels of all this and issued a warning, citing historical data. 93% of the 1970 to 1980 Western attacks from the far left, including U.S. bombing groups like the Weather Underground. I believe Bill Ayers, Barry Soetoro, Barack Hussein Obama, Bill Ayers was one of Barack Obama's mentors, member of the Weather Underground. Some of you might remember that. Some of you might not. Lockerbie bombing. Remember that one? Some of you may, some of you don't. If you're Scottish, you do. If you're British, you do. If you're in the UK, you do. Deadly firebombing in Greece, Berlin. Let's go back to 1972 to the Olympics. Those were Iranians, mostly peaceful religion. Guess what we got coming up right here after the World Cup? The Olympics. The Olympics are about to roll in. The event builds on U.S. designations of 4 far-left groups as foreign terrorist organizations. I want you to listen to a little bit of Rubio's speech here. We've got massive events coming up. The Olympics coming here to the States. This is Anna Paulina Luna. She's a Air Force veteran.
This is a distinctive and unique evil. It has always been driven by a hatred, above all else, a hatred for civilization itself. It is a revolt of the worst against the best, a revolt of the weak and the cowardly against the strong and the good. It is perpetrated by those who cannot build, who cannot create, who cannot achieve great things, and take their revenge upon the world for their own inadequacy by seeking to destroy those who can. This is what radical leftism is. It may wear various different slogans and ideologies across place and time. They can call themselves anti-capitalist or anti-imperialist or communist or anarchist or Marxist, but the fundamental character is always the same. It's always the same. It is a poisonous resentment cloaked in the language of equality and justice and liberation, an overwhelming need to tear down what greater men have built, to wreck what is beautiful and what is right on behalf of people who are only filled with ugliness and have nothing else to offer the world. Through violence and through terror, they once again seek to impose their ugliness on all of us. The old dogma was wrong. The old dogma was wrong. None of this is driven by idealism. It is not utopian. In fact, it is the opposite. One of the criticisms you sometimes hear of communism, for example, is that it sounds good in theory, but it never works in practice.
We're seeing the same thing here with a couple of this peaceful religion. It's supposed to be very peaceful, right? It doesn't seem to be playing out that way. This speech by Rubio in front of, look at the two words in white on the banner hanging behind him. Look at those two words. Are you seeing that here in the United States? It used to be, oh, it'll never happen here. It could never come here. It would never happen here. Right? In the words of some of the radical morons, chickens have come home to roost. Look at the two words in white. Political terrorism. That's what we're seeing, man. We're seeing it on a daily basis on the streets of America.
That's actually not true. Communism does not sound good in theory. The world it envisions for all of us is small, flat, gray, leveled of all exception, drained of all that is good and noble in the human soul. The world it envisions is a world without courage, a world without creativity or ambition, a world without heroes or glory or great causes to strive towards, a world without miracles, without myths, without men who rise above the rest to do incredible and extraordinary things. And the world communism envisions is a world without God. For these architects of revolutionary violence, the towering achievement of our civilization, for them, it's an unbearable humiliation, a reminder of what they cannot do, and a reminder of what they cannot be. So they choose instead to destroy. They attack pipelines, they attack railroads, they attack power grids and laboratories, the physical embodied symbols of power and invention and achievement. This is the nature of the terrorism we face today. They despise the West because the West is great.
I believe that is true. They hate us because of what we have, because of what we become, because of some of the freedoms that we have here that they don't have. Now, this comment from James. Thank you for the super chat, James. Trump gave the IRGC a chance to come to the table to make the deal over and over. What did the IRGC do with the chance? They pooped on it. At this point, they got to completely be taken out. They won't make a deal with Trump. James, question for you. Thank you for the super chat. Question for the chat. How would the military only target the IRGC? Because we know they use children. We know they use women. You know, they use schools, daycares as human shields. How do you target an organization that will use the innocent as body armor? How do you do it? I don't know how you just target that group. They're woven through their entire fabric of society there. I think that could be the only thing stopping Trump from really just dropping, the hammer. Here's something. Original Donnell, as a retired USAF ammo troop, I say Moab, Carg Island. Moabbing Carg Island, what does that do? You want $10 a gallon gas? I don't know. I think our oil companies here in the United States would love it, because then BP, Shell, Chevron, all these American oil companies could jack the price up a lot. I'm not saying you're wrong, Donnell. I'm just saying every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And I don't know if Trump wants to do that because of the level of the effect that it would have on the global oil markets. I don't know. But I understand the frustration as well as any of you do. I just don't know if that's what he really wants to. I guarantee you want to throw some stuff into chaos? That would throw some stuff into chaos. If he were to Moab Carg Island. Is it the right answer? I can't say no. I can't say yes. I don't know. But I do believe that would really change the game. I do believe that. I think that would change the entire dynamic there in the Middle East, probably on the global stage for oil. Yeah. Let me know in the chat, what do you think that Trump should target? It looks like he's targeting infrastructure now. It looks like he is targeting bridges. Obviously, this nuclear power plant that they've got. What are your thoughts? What should be the next move? We're all armchair quarterbacking here. I'm not saying it's fun whenever we're talking about the lives of these people, of our military, of our troops. I don't think it's fun to talk about it in a way that is irrelevant. But when Rubio comes out and stands in front of a sign that says political terrorism, that's a big one. Let's see here. Let's just call it what it is. It's been a religious war for 3,000 years. I don't think you're wrong there either. These people have been fighting for thousands. Look at this. This article is gaining traction. Iranian journalist Mahdi whatever. Kuwait's considered one of Iran's principal options for political or potential ground incursion. Do you think that Iran would try that? Look at this. Kuwait's Ministry of Electricity says an Iranian strike targeted a power generation and water desalination plant for the second time in 2 days. This is Kuwait. Let's see here. Updates for citizens' security abroad. Security alert U.S. Embassy in Amman, Jordan, due to specific credible threat. Basically saying get out. If you're about to go on, for anyone in the chat that's about to go on vacation to Jordan or Amman, reschedule. Please reschedule your vacation. I hope you got travel insurance so you can get a refund. If you didn't, pay a little extra for that. This is a clip. I don't know if I can confirm if this is real. But apparently this is video footage, alleged video footage of bombers headed to the Middle East. And I think those are the F-35s following or kind of in tail with the B-2. If that's where they're headed, obviously I don't have the intel of exactly where they're headed, and I'm glad I don't. None of us should. Who goes to the Middle East for vacation? It was a joke. It's called sarcasm. They're Mad Hatton. A little bit of sarcasm. People get confused sometimes with the sarcasm here. I've yet to understand why. U.S. forces pound Iran for the 8th. I think it's the 9th straight night is where we've been hitting them. Look at this. I'm going to turn that audio down there. So this is happening. Iranian military coastal surveillance, air defense facilities, maritime capabilities, missile and drone storage sites. I want to know why or how or who or why or when, who, what, when, where, why we're not targeting the Iranian leadership's residence. I'm sure that IRGC has a headquarters. I don't know where it is, but I'm sure they do. And with our technology and capability and things like that, when are we going to shift our focus to those facilities? I believe what they did to this Jordanian base, that focus could shift. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we got a bold statement. Let's see if it's in English. Nope, it's not. It's gibberish. Okay. I call it Middle East jive. Former IRGC commander-in-chief, Iran will no longer settle for tit for tat. If the war continues, Americans will pay more than ever before. Trump is becoming a laughingstock. We will make him unwelcome in his own country, brand him a germ of corruption. They're very eloquent. That's what they're trying to do, though. They are really trying to make him unwelcome in his own country. It's multiple levels. This is working. They have divided America. Baghdad Bob. Yeah, I remember Baghdad Bob. But where's this guy living at? I think we need to find whatever cave or mountain dwelling he's in. Residences, yes. Angela, I don't think I'm like a war criminal by saying that we should target their leaders' facilities. You remember pathetic parasites. I agree. We've got pathetic parasites here in our own country that are, advocating for the Iranians. We have it right here in our own backyard. See what kind of updates we got here. Revolutionary Guard says vessels are halted in the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know if I believe that. The media in our country right now is doing more work for that. Here we go. Tim in Alabama. Okay. IRGC headquarters was in Tehran. Ben, keyword, was in Tehran. I agree with that. Great comment. Thank you very much for that there, Tim. I appreciate it. Let's see here. What is that? I don't know what that is, but I will check that out. My wife sent me something. She should send me the context, so maybe I could share that. Here we go. This is a good comment. This is a great question for all of you in the chat. Do you want $10 gas, or do you want Iran to make a nuclear weapon to kill us all? Iran will definitely use it on us. If they had a nuke, do you think they would use it right now? And answer Tammy761's question. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Do you want $10 gas, or would you rather have Iran have a nuke? If you want Iran to have a nuke and you get 33 cent a gallon gas, type number 2. If you want $10 gas and Iran not to have a nuke, type a 1. ALA is Alaska. Alabama is AL. Actually, the abbreviation for Alaska is AK, Corvette pilot. The state abbreviation for Alaska is AK, not ALA. Okay. That's okay. I go to the post office a lot, and I've sent quite a few things to Alaska. A lot of people would rather have $10 gas. I don't want Iran to get a dirty bomb into the United States. Let's talk about this a little bit. I don't know how many of you are Ariana Presley fans, but apparently they found a body at the home owned by the husband, not her and her husband, the husband. So they're already trying to separate this. Boston police are investigating the discovery of Saturday of a dead body found at the property that is owned by the husband of Ariana Presley. If you don't know who she is, I'll show you here. Let me give you a little friendly reminder of who Ariana Presley is. She is the bald lady of color over here. Bald lady of color. That's Ariana Presley. That's who she is. Very patriotic lady there. Very patriotic. But they found a dead body in the house. According to property records from the city of Boston, Presley's husband, Conan Harris, listed as the owner of the Malta Street home, properties assessed at $919,000. Presley and Harris do not live at the home. It's a rental property that's currently for sale for $1.15 million. So they're asking basically $100,000 more than the value for the house. Think about that. Ariana Presley, no relate. She does look like Elvis. She does look like Elvis. You're 1,000% right. These people are crazy, man. Here we go. Boston homicide detectives. That's Ariana here with her blue suede shoes on, and her husband Conan, right? And then some clown car bodyguards there. Boston homicide detectives are investigating after a dead body was found at a suburban rental property reportedly owned by her husband. Allegedly. We got to say allegedly. That's the key word that we've got to use here. Make sure you follow me over here on X at Navy Vet. I like to share that information with everybody. President Trump's ordered the U.S. military open the gates of hell. This follows the IRGC's latest attacks. I say pronto, Brother Reno. Absolutely. Time to unleash hell on these people. We did some live streams yesterday, kind of in the backyard, relaxing, that kind of thing. I posted here on my X. It's immediate release. This is a document from 2019 where Turning Point USA demanded Candace Owens resign before they fire her. Let's go here. I think I've got some other stuff here. Where is that? Trump defends war, launches revenge attacks on Iran after 2 service members killed. I don't know your stance, if this changes the game for you. I don't want notifications. Sorry. New York Post. Not interested in your notifications. Let's see. They've got a lot of coverage there. So go here. I want to see what the Daily Shale says. Okay. Daily Mail's going to spin this, America's losing. Is there anybody in the chat that believes that we're losing this conflict? I think we're playing by the rules. That's one of the things that bothers me, is we're playing too nice. I believe by playing too nice, you allow the enemy to really control the narrative. That's one of the things that bothers me with this whole thing. I think it's time to go more gloves off. Sadly, we follow the Geneva Convention. They don't. We follow the thing about war crimes. They don't. And when you're going to get your hands dirty with somebody that doesn't care about life, care about children, women, whatever, that's a hard one to get a hold of. I want to run down some of these news things here and see what they're saying. Okay, this is an hour ago. This guy doesn't have a neck. It's really weird to see.
President Trump posting to Truth Social with this message on Iran, saying Republicans should add Iran to the Russian sanctions bill. That's what Lindsey wanted to do, referencing the late Senator Lindsey Graham.
It comes after the deaths of 2 American service members in Jordan.
Mike Tobin is live in Tel Aviv with the latest.
No
Mike.
neck. No neck.
And Lisa, and guys, let me start you out with some breaking news. Air raid sirens are sounding right now because Iranian missiles are inbound for the Jordanian town of Aqaba. Why Aqaba is particularly concerning, it's at the tip of the Red Sea, right where Israel and Jordan come together. So anything that threatens Aqaba threatens Israel as well. To this,
remember that little chant that we saw in American cities? We saw chants on American university campuses from the river to the sea. Remember that? You've heard that. You've heard that phrase before.
Point, the Iranians have not fired on Israel in this round of fighting. But as you mentioned, an 8th round of airstrikes has now concluded in Iran. U.S. strikes in Iran. The military operation now amplified by the 2 U.S. servicemen killed, a 3rd missing, and 4 wounded. These are the first U.S. troops killed since that memorandum of understanding was signed. The casualties were at the Muwafaq Salti Air Base in Jordan, and they're a result of Iran's repeated shots at U.S. bases in neighboring countries. At least one strike got through the defenses. The Institute for Study of War writes Iran has enhanced their ballistic missiles with greater speed and maneuverability. And
how did they do that? Anybody think the Chinese helped them with this?
And that the Revolutionary Guard is getting some help from Russia and China. Now, as fighters launched from aircraft carriers, Tomahawk cruise missiles blasted off from warships, U.S. Central Command stated that this 8th round of strikes was intended to punish the Revolutionary Guard forces who launched the attacks that killed the U.S. service members in Jordan. Now, President Trump, speaking to the New York Post, said those servicemen who sacrificed their lives did it because they don't want to see Iran get a nuclear weapon, and it just shows you how bad they, the Iranians, are. To this point, the majority of targets have focused on disabling ports, destroying the ability of port towns to resupply, and preventing the Revolutionary Guard from threatening shipping. Dramatic evidence of that, a tower destroyed in the port town of Khabakar. The U.S. says the Revolutionary Guards used that tower to track ships and attack them in the Strait. Now, since this war with Iran began, 16 U.S. service members have lost their lives, 430 have been wounded. Guys, back to you.
16 lost their lives, 430 have been wounded. Okay. Put a poll in the chat. Poll in the chat. Vote on that. I want to get your opinion on that. I don't want to listen to Mike Pompeo. I can't listen to that guy. Pompeo is a shill at best.
Deaths of 2 American service members in Jordan.
Madeline Rivera is live in Washington with the details. Good morning, Maddie.
Hi, good morning, guys. CENTCOM says the latest round of strikes yesterday weren't only meant to degrade Iran's ability to hit ships in the Strait of Hormuz. They also targeted IRGC forces that they say launch attacks against U.S. service members.
Okay, so we are launching at IRGC locations. Okay, I like that.
In Jordan on Friday. We have yet to learn the identities of the 2 fallen service members. The U.S. says.
Yeah, we don't want to know their identities. It's not our business.
To the incident saying, Godspeed, heroes. Their sacrifice only stiffens our resolve. And that is the question today, guys. All eyes are on the region to see how this tit for.
So here's, for a lot of people that aren't aware of all of these countries that are being attacked. Iran shares a border with Iraq. They launch across Iraq into Jordan. Do you notice that there have been no retaliatory strikes from Iran into Israel? They haven't done that. None into Syria. Why not? Why haven't they? Blankenship in Vietnam, we had a saying. Yep. Get rid of them all. Let God sort them out. Whew. Honestly, I don't have an answer for that. But at this point, it's clear that IRGC are never going to change or make a deal. Chat, question for you. Do you agree with James? If you agree with James that IRGC will never make a deal, type 1. If you believe the IRGC is capable of coming and making a deal, I'd like to see it 2. I personally don't think the IRGC will make a deal. James, why do you think the IRGC haven't struck the Israelis at all this second round? And of course, the Chinese or Russians are helping the IRGC with targeting. James, I am not sure. That is something I can't put my finger on as to why the IRGC has not attacked Israel. They are their avowed mortal enemy. I don't know why Iran has not hit Israel. And if there's somebody in the chat that has that answer or has a logical explanation, a hypothesis, an idea as to why that's not happened, I would love to hear that. The IRGC doesn't want to fight the U.S. with Israel because of its certain removal. Let's see here. Why is no one talking about putting the crowned Prince Pahlavi in charge? You can't put him in charge as long as the IRGC is in place. The King 21804, thank you for the comment. Israel will respond back directly. Mike says, Mike has a good point. Mike knows that Israel won't hold back. True fear. With that comment, Mike, I think you nailed it on the head. For some reason, we are holding back. We're holding back because Israel hasn't struck Iran in a while? Okay. Does Israel have nukes? Gary 72798. I don't know if they do or not. I don't know. They know Israel will end them. Well, why haven't they? Why haven't they yet? Why are we doing the heavy lifting? Here we go.
War and the deaths of those U.S. service members. Let's go to Lucas Tomlinson in Tel Aviv for the latest. Lucas?
John, once again, 2 American servicemen have been killed, 1 is missing, and 4 wounded in an Iranian missile attack on a base in Jordan. About 4.5 hours from here is the Muwafaq Salti Air Base in Jordan, where the U.S. Air Force has a tremendous presence. We saw this base received many U.S. Air Force fighter squadrons before the war. And while we have been made a big deal about the 2 U.S. Navy aircraft carrier strike groups and the dozens of warships in the region, the U.S. Air Force has not received as much attention, John, because of the sensitivity of the locations throughout the Arab world and including here in Israel where those jets are. We're talking F-16s, F-15s, F-35s, A-10 Warhogs, KC-135 refueling planes, KC-46, also the HH-60 Pavehawk rescue helicopters that we saw rescue that F-15E pilot and his Wizzo when they had to punch out over Iran. This is some of the aftermath we've seen from Kuwait. This ramp up of the war, John, really started on July 7th, last week, when President Trump attended the NATO summit in Ankara. Iran attacked 3 commercial ships.
Okay. Brian says Israel does have nukes. Okay. I doubt the IRGC are worried about the Israeli nukes. We have them too.
Strikes. The Iranians tonight are saying they launched this missile strike at the base in Jordan in retaliation for President Trump ordering attacks on Iranian bridges and airports. We've seen many drone attacks on Gulf allies in recent days. Dozens of drones have been fired at Kuwait, hitting that desalination plant and power plant in Kuwait. We've also seen Tomahawk cruise missiles being fired from guided missile destroyers, as you see here, and F-18 Super Hornets being launched from the USS George H.W. Bush and the Abraham Lincoln. But as the
So you're seeing all of this going on. But and I don't know. I don't know if anybody has a real answer for what's happening. You can ramp up the attacks. You can ramp up the responses. I believe that's what's going to happen. CNN, I want to show you what CNN's coverage is this morning. You got to see what they're covering. Their lead story, The Odyssey, is one of the most influential movies in the world. Then they've got a story about Putin. They got a story about the reflecting pool. They got a Joe Rogan story. Sea drones. Mount Everest is overrated. Mountain climbers. That's a good story right there. That's very relevant to the world. Very relevant. They're saying the U.S. and Iran are headed towards a forever war. I don't believe that. Now they're running with declassified documents. Trump threatens Canada with tariffs over the wildfire smoke. Okay. Teleprompter operators under investigation. That's a great story. World-changing, groundbreaking. British Prime Minister. They're giving an expose on him. Lettuce tied to diarrhea. A very good story for CNN. Very fitting considering how full of crap that they are. Let's see here. The Odyssey. We got another story about the Odyssey. That's amazing. We need to know why a person that used to be a chick is playing a dude. Helen of Troy was black. We know that. History tells us that the face that launched 1,000 ships, most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Troy, black. Roman, black. Black Roman. It's like a black Russian, right? We know that. CNN, groundbreaking. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Call in, make your point, turn the audio down in the background. Line 2, go. Line 2, go.
Yes, sir. This is Jeff in Michigan. I talked to you a couple days ago.
Okay, what you got, Jeff?
I think it's more important now. I mentioned those 4 special ops teams going into Axe-Pick Mountain. I think that's more important now than ever. And I said a tactical nuclear bomb detonated in that mountain. Not one dropped from a B-2, but a tactical low-yield nuclear bomb in that mountain. Has your thoughts changed on that since these 2 Americans have died?
You know, Jeff, I like the idea of taking out the mountain. We can do multiple things at once. We know our military can do that. They did that in World War II. We fought battles in the Pacific. We fought battles in Germany, in North Africa. We've done multiple things at once. I think disabling the mountain, great idea. But that's not where those missiles are coming from that killed these troops. You know what I mean?
We got Space Force. Sure. How can they not track those missiles? That boggles my mind. How can that not track every missile going into that country from China or Russia?
Oh, you mean like being shipped in to be used?
Correct.
Oh, okay. I'm sure they have that information. I'm sure they have that. Yeah. Jeff, thank you for calling. God bless you. There we go. We'll turn on some lines. I like talking to folks here this morning. What is this? Oh God, what is this? I can't even click on that. This is not made for family TV viewing. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Let me know what you're thinking this morning. Jeff brought up a good point, though. I'm sure we know where those things are coming from. Does the USA have munitions for the 10X drop? I'm sure we do. CNN, CBS, ABC, MSN, NBC are all compromised by the Communist Chinese Party. Yep. We know that. They have basically shown their cards by not airing the address to the nation by the President of the United States. I mean, that should tell everyone what the game is. Somebody called and hung up. That's okay. Let's go right here. Line 2. What do you got? All right. Thank you for the comment. Let's go right here. Line 2. What do you got? Line 2. Go.
Hey, Ben, Tommy, South Carolina.
Good morning, sir.
I think we need to hit the power plants until we turn their lights out and stop their capability of doing anything. This isn't going to end.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right about that, Tommy. I think we've got to turn the power off, turn the lights out. They got to go home. Thank you for calling, brother. Let's go line 4. What do you got?
You need to hit the power plant until we can.
Yep. If I hear my audio through your phone, then obviously you didn't pay attention. It's okay. I'm happy to hang up on anyone that calls that has the audio going. Here we go. U.S. Energy Secretary on Iran. Trump is always looking for a diplomatic way out, wants to end this with an agreement. I don't know if we ever get an agreement. Let's get rid of them. Yeah, I agree. I don't know if we ever get an agreement here. Let's see. Line 5. Go right ahead.
Yes, Ben. I know you keep a lot of good info under your belt because you have to, because you're a submariner. You know a lot of things that we don't know. But they have to know, the people out there, Israel does have nukes. They also have two Dolphin-class submarines that are on par with Los Angeles class. Israel's got some serious firepower.
Why do you think Iran is not attacking Israel directly?
Because Israel has nukes. And Israel, the only people that, the only reason why Israel hasn't used them is because of our interference, stopping Israel from nuking Iran out of existence, in my opinion.
We have nukes. I think it goes to a different level. I think Iran knows we play by the rules. And Israel and these other countries in the Middle East do not play by the rules. I think one of the problems that we had to deal with in Iraq during the 20-year forever war, we played by the rules. When the people that put vests on, children, they don't play by the rules. We play too nice sometimes. I think the last time that the United States quit playing nice was a guy by the name of George Patton, and that's probably why they got rid of him. In today's society, George Patton would be called a war criminal and would probably have another version of Nuremberg. But he didn't play nice. They called him blood and guts for a reason, and that's what war is. Thank you for calling, Tommy. Appreciate you. Great call. Little static in the background there. But we play too damn nice. Line 2, go. Back at the top of the board.
Yes, this is Dave in Virginia.
What do you got, Dave?
I don't think they should use a nuclear weapon in Iran because it would kill a lot of innocent people, and
I agree.
Also the winds from them. You never know where it's going to stop.
The U.S.
You know, I believe it causes what they believe to be a nuclear winter. Just like right now, a lot of the United States is being covered in smoke. That would be nuclear fallout, nuclear dust, nuclear particles. That would be a nuclear winter spreading across Europe. Or could spread anywhere, right? And that nuclear winter, right. They call that because the dust, the particles would block out the sun, and that's that fallout type of thing. And
it's going to destroy the weather all over the world.
I don't think a nuke is the answer. I also don't think troops on the ground is the answer. Thank you for calling, Dave.
Neither.
God bless you. Oh, somebody hung up. It's okay. No big deal. Call back if you want to express your opinion. Oh God. Come on. Really? You send me that crap? Okay, whatever. Don't send me that crap. Where was I at? I forget what I was saying there. Iran war updates. U.S. concludes 8th straight night. We know that. Let's go. Bruno, thank you for your service. Coast Guard veteran. What do you got?
Good morning, brother. Good morning, Patriots. Bridges, power plants, and definitely an EMP, because taking out the power plants only takes out the ability to produce power. EMP, electromagnetic pulse, takes out all electronic devices that are currently in use when the weapon is deployed.
Okay.
So if you go with the EMP, you wipe out communications, control of electronics for missiles, everything else.
Mm-hmm.
EMP is definitely within the realm of weapons that should be used.
Okay. All right, then. Well, thank you for calling, Bruno. I appreciate you calling. God bless you, sir. Thank you for your service. Bruno's a Coast Guard vet. I think if the U.S. used a nuke, it would make us the biggest hypocrites in the world. Be a disgrace. Can't tell Iran not to have them, to turn around and use them ourselves on them. James, I'm giving you a comment of the day right now.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Comment of the
and
day.
Boom shakalaka.
Let's go here. Line 1, right back at the top. What do you got?
We can't win because we got rules and they don't.
100% agree with that. 100% agree with you.
And we can't just do anything we need to do. They hide behind civilians. Unfortunately, it just kills civilians in my book.
Yeah, and that's what they are good at. That is exactly what they do. They're good at. They're cowards. Thank you for calling. Line 3. What do you got?
Hey, good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
Sitting there drinking some ground my own beans this morning. Made my coffee at a percolator, an old coffee percolator with ground beans.
All right. What would you like to say?
Hey, I was watching that show last night that you made last night. I was trying to play catch up a little bit a while ago. And the guy that called in about, I'd really like to hear his version of how we have surrendered, complete surrender to Iran. I'd just like to hear that.
I can't
really
figure
would.
that one out either. I can't figure that out either.
I don't see how can they come up with stupid stuff? Oh, by the way, it's good morning from Locust Grove, Oklahoma.
Okay. I don't know how we have conceded. I can't figure that out, or how we have lost everything whenever I'm
we're still
seeing
dropping warheads on foreheads, and what's Iran doing?
Yeah. Well, Iran makes comments from their cardboard cutout calling the United States the Great Satan. That's what we are. Thank you to all of my Great Satan members here, right? I mean, that's what this is.
Yeah.
Brian, thank you for calling,
I
brother.
love the hat
Appreciate you.
yesterday. I saw the hat, loved it.
Thank you for calling, brother. I'll do some more of those backyard chats for a while.
Good
Thank
day.
you. Thank you for that. How am I supposed to know that? How legitimately somebody types a question? How would I don't even want to try to answer it. Line 3, go.
Hey, I'm gonna make this real quick, man. Just
Sure, what you got?
The way they did Donald Trump blocking his speech. Wouldn't it be pretty good if he would just block the media from coming into the where he to get their reports? The media room.
A federal judge would say that violates freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and they would, a liberal federal judge would stop that.
Yes. But thank you. I appreciate it, buddy.
God bless you, Ed. Let's go here. Line 2.
Yo, Ben, this is Great Church Sailor.
All right. Good morning. Go right ahead.
If we send the 442, you heard about them?
Sure.
442. If we create an Iranian 442, whatever number, send them over there. That way they can play by the Iran rules.
Okay. That could be an answer. I don't know, man. I don't know. At some point, we've got to change some tactics here. We got to change some tactics. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or start locking up the people over here, because the rich folks in Iran have sent their kids and their family over to America to be safe.
Absolutely. Thank you for calling, sir. God bless you. Let's go here. Line 3. What do you got?
Hey, how you doing? So, question for you.
Sure.
I've heard President Trump in the past say, back like in the old days or whatever, if you win a war, you take the country. Do you think that could be in play with Iran? Do you think if we beat him, he's going to take it?
I don't see that happening. I really don't. I don't see us trying to do that. I believe if anything, the president would like to return power to some democratic constitutional republic level there, like they had back in the 70s before the mullahs took over. Maybe that Pahlavi, the rightful heir to the leadership there, I believe he's some kind of crown prince, I guess, is what he is. That's what I believe. I don't believe the goal is to take over Iran. I don't believe that. That's just my thoughts. That's just me personally. I don't think we could. I honestly don't think we have the capabilities to take over that country.
Okay.
I mean,
awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for calling. God bless you. If you believe we have the capabilities to take it over, I don't think we do. I mean, because you'd have to put a soldier in every one of these apartments at some point, right? You would go room by room into these. That's what would happen, or that's what would need to happen to really verify what's going on. And I don't believe we could do that. Literally, I don't believe. Some of you Vietnam vets probably know better than I do. I don't believe we could do it. Let's go right here. Oh, they hung up. Call back. 615. I saw that number coming through. Call back. 323. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
To Los Angeles, checking in, brother. West Coast in the house.
What's going on this morning?
It just takes me back to a couple of weeks ago. I tried calling in, but your lines were busy. No worries, man. I can honestly understand. Sure. But dude, check this out. Look, when we had Iran a couple of weeks ago, like 2-3 weeks ago, we had them, bro. We had them dead center in the ring. We had them. We just slide them in the sleeper hold, brother. We gotta finish the job. That's it.
I agree. I completely agree with that. Let me ask you this. What do you think the lesson, I mean, you said you live in LA, right? LA.
Born and bred, brother. Yes, that's right. Camera department right here.
Okay. Born and bred LA. You've seen real violence on the streets in LA and
bullets whizzing by. That's right.
Absolutely. Going back to the rooftop Koreans, right? And, And Los Angeles is a city in America with some level of law enforcement, some level of morality. But I don't know how you transfer that to a country that will put backpacks full of things that go boom, fireworks, that kind of stuff. I don't know how you transfer that.
Here's what's going on. As a local, as they say, things happen in the hood. The people in the hood have not been fully awoken up. They're still in the daze. They're still under the trance. They're still under the spell, bro. Like cats like us, we're a rarity over here. We're sporadically splattered and spread really thin across LA and stuff like that. But dude, I'm telling you, the hood is still asleep, bro. They don't understand what's popping until the first backpack goes off over here. Then motherfuckers will wake up. I'm sorry for the
It's
language.
okay. It's
then
okay.
People will wake up. Then people will wake up, But seriously, they're asleep over here, bro. And then, 3/4 of everyone are communist over here, bro. It's in the school systems. It's in the hair dye. It's in what they eat. It's in everything, bro. Fully surrounded in the front lines over here, bro. But dude, you guys are cutting through. You guys are cutting through.
You know what bothers me is Iran makes all of these threats. We've just had the World Cup. It's about to be over.
Iran needs to be stuffed in a locker, sir. Let's make it a parking lot.
I worry about the Olympics. I worry about the people that have came here during the World Cup. I worry about something happening here. Literally.
Oh, I'm sure they dropped off a few people over here that weren't supposed to stay back. I'm sure come on, bro. You know how they've been working in visas. You know how that stuff goes.
Yeah.
Like, it's wide open over here.
Were you around when all the riots were going on, the LA riots? Obviously you were.
Yes. Oh, dude, right here, man. I'm like 7 minutes away from downtown LA, bro.
Has anything quelled, or did those riots just disappear? Did they just go away?
They kind of went away, man, because certain entities were fanning the flames. That's the whole thing. It's not just, you watch people like, do their protests and the no kings or whatever effing rallies that they have and stuff like that. Dude, that is so like heavily sponsored. Like, you really think that, like, I don't really think that people on their own think that, you know what I mean? And what they do, it's a minority of people, and they're trying to make it like they're trying to pump themselves up. You know what I mean? That's what I'm like, dude, if you want it, bring it, brother. Don't
Let me ask you this.
Bring it. Let's finish this.
When President Trump made a speech the other night and he said that China was paying for this division, paying for some of these riots, funding some of these things. Do you believe that? You believe that as somebody that's lived in this?
Dude, bro, check this out. I believe they are complicit in this. I believe that other country, Pakistan, is complicit in this, because did you know in Los Angeles that every year around June or July, summertime, the Pakistani people have the Pakistan yearly event here in some huge, because I work the event as a camera operator. They have huge events, and all they do is they talk shit about the Americans.
Do you think Mexico could be funding any of this? Maybe the cartels? Do you think that some of those organizations?
Cartels don't got that kind of money, man. They're spread thin. If they need countries to back them and stuff like that. These are countries we're dealing with. These aren't small groups. These are heavily funded. These are countries are moving this. It's not a group of people. It's countries that are paying the group of people to move. You know what I mean? The foot soldiers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We gotta finish the job, brother. Love you guys.
Take care. You call back anytime. I appreciate the boots on the ground, literally. Camera operator in LA. Man. Great. I like it. Line 3, go right ahead.
Hey man, how you doing this morning?
Great. What's going on, Kerry?
Well, I just want to say that I watch geopolitical news from all over, and there are some really good people out there that tell the news. And what the conclusion comes to, and what we need to do is, I'm going to say it again, I've said it before, arm the Iranian people. Now, and this is a conclusion I come to, the IRGC already has weapons. So if they get a few more weapons, so what? Get the weapons to the people. They know where the IRGC are hiding. They know who they are. They know where they live. And let them take care of the ground warfare. And the other thing that, in this whole thing that's going on, our military is all volunteer. And if President Trump said we need 175,000 volunteers to go into Iraq tomorrow, your hand probably shoot up quicker than mine. And that's all I'm going to say, brother.
Kerry, I appreciate you calling, man. Great perspective on things. Thank you for calling. I think right now what's happening there is crazy. It really is crazy. Let's go here. Line 2. Go right ahead.
Hello, Ben. Nice to talk to you today. You're right on so many different points with other countries being involved and China coming after us to influence the votes. But with Iran, what we need to do is we need to slam them hard and start hitting all the power plants, all the water making plants, and just totally crush them without putting troops on the ground.
I don't want to see troops on the ground. That is not what I want to see. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. And I just don't want to see that. I think if Trump were to put boots on the ground, 2028, you will get Rouhani as the next president of the United States.
Oh, I 100% agree with you. We need to keep our troops out and safe. But just to keep the air power, and every time they make a move, just tighten the noose more and more and more. That's the only thing the Republican Guard's gonna understand is the more stupid things they do, and then if they don't stop once their power plants are down and their water generation stations are down, start taking out the oil fields and just level them and let them burn.
Yeah, I agree. The hypocrisy and the complete absurdity from the left, it transfers right over to what's happening there. Thank you for calling, man. I really appreciate your feedback. Take care.
Thank you. Have a great day.
God bless you. How many of you saw this? I didn't know what was going on with this crap. Let's grab this call, and then I'm going to show you something. Line 2, go right ahead. Line 2's hot.
Hey, how you doing, Ben?
Great. What would you like to say? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from South Carolina, 26-year retired Air Force.
Thank you for your service.
There's one thing that's really got me going on this conversation that everybody is missing.
Okay, let's hear it.
We go in and all these folks want to sit there and totally wipe out Iran, which they deserve. But then what do we do with the humanitarian crisis that follows?
I'll tell you what the next Democrat president would do.
He's going to bring them home to us.
Bring in about 60 million Iranian refugees.
Exactly. And what is that going to do to our country?
What little we have left, gone.
So here's what I'm thinking what we need to do. We got to keep the heat on them, and we got to shut them down. And we should have done this a long time ago. But what we need to do is try and start getting these. If you want a memorandum of understanding, you need to get the fellow Arabic countries in the region to start building out in the desert camps and then start to be prepared for refugees and a humanitarian crisis until you can get them back into the border, even if it means building camps in Iran itself. But you have to contain.
I don't want refugees from this country. It's funny you bring this up. Trump posted this on his True Social a couple of days ago. It's a school in Minnesota. Fully Islamic hijabs wearing in the entire school. Look at this. Every kid in this class, there's no white kids in the class. In Minnesota. Look at this. You see this?
No, I've got everything on pause and down while I'm talking to you. But I'm aware of what you're talking about. And you got to think about it. It's all self-hurt. We're shooting ourselves in the foot daily on this. I think, and I love President Trump. I think he's a God-given treat to us and a gift that we shouldn't take for granted. But I also think he's driven to where he wanted that peace prize. Mm-hmm. And that kind of put a little bit more tolerance and hope what he thought he was going to get out of Iran. Ultimately, when you get between the suits and the boots always put a pause on the GIs. And consequently, what happens after that is death, MIA, injuries, life-changing, it's a mess that most humans cannot even begin to comprehend. And you just, let Raising Cain take the collar off his, take the leash tail, take the collar off, let them go do the job. They'll do it right. And they have the morality. They have the humanity to do what is right. Trust the men and women in the United States military will kill you, but they'll also be the first one to give you the best care and love in the world. Trust your GIs.
I agree. Thank you for calling, brother. God bless you. Thank you for your service. Air Force retiree. I don't know if there's any audio from this. This is probably going to scare me just by seeing this. This is the refugee. Look at this. All the girls wearing hijabs, right? Is that what we want? Gateway kindergarten graduation, class of 26. I mean, this might sound racist. Where's the white kids? Where's the white kids? Public school in St. Paul, Minnesota. Every girl in a hijab. Here we go. Democrats think they're using Muslims to usher in socialism. Truth is, Muslims are using Democrats to usher in Islam. Here's one for you. There you go. The dam's about to burst, right? Let's go open up some lines here. Get your opinion. Maybe I might have upset you enough with some cold, dirty, disgusting truth. Most people don't. You can't handle the truth, to quote Jack Nicholson. Look at that Western civilization, right? Let's go right here, line 3. What do you got?
Ben, it's Freedom Angel. I am going to vomit all over this city.
Where do you live at? Where do you live at? I forget.
Minneapolis.
Oh, so these are your people.
These are not my people.
These
people
are your people. By proxy, they're your people.
Oh, God. No, not by proxy.
This is Gateway Kindergarten.
Immigration.
Gateway Kindergarten.
Oh, my God. It's getting worse up here. I'm telling you.
How does it get
I'm ready
worse?
to pack my bags.
How does it get worse?
Oh, trust me. Walz is still in office. It could get worse.
Let me ask you this. Realistically, I want you to answer this question with your head, not your heart.
Yeah, sure.
Does Mike Lindell win in Minnesota?
Absolutely.
You
He's
think he does?
27%.
Okay.
Right
now, let me rephrase this. Do they pull a Chris Pratt on Mike Lindell?
Probably.
Okay.
I think, yep.
I mean, Minnesota was the only country out of the 71 states to vote for Mondale.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
71 United States and
Their brains are
Mondale.
frozen. We're retarded.
And everybody goes back to, what was his name? Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
Right? Jesse Ventura apparently was a Republican, but he's wackadoodle, right?
Yeah, he's wackadoodle, but he did some good things. He got the public train going here and stuff, and a lot of people got money back.
Well, he needed to get the public train going so all these kids could go to the school wearing their hijabs.
Right. We're being brainwashed. I mean, there's some kind of law against that, isn't it?
I don't know, man. God bless you. Thank you for your call, Freedom. I appreciate you.
Yep.
Let's go here. Line 3. What do you got?
Hey, good morning, Ben. This is Bob from Fraud Soda.
Fraud Soda, nice one.
I think I called you back about 4 or 5, 6 months ago and told you that my wife is looking for a house outside of Minnesota.
Good luck.
I'm retired law enforcement, and she finally found a house in South Dakota, so we're moving.
South Dakota, good for you.
Yep, land of the free, baby. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm honestly thinking about making a movie called Escape from Fraud Soda. Okay?
How long have you lived in Minnesota? How long have you lived there?
How long?
Yeah.
Oh, you're embarrassing me, hey. I've been here for 69 years.
Okay. And you're just saying to hell with it, you're getting out.
I let me tell you something. A guy that's done law enforcement and sees all the crimes that are taking place, these communists are doing, it drives me absolutely nuts.
What kind of law enforcement did you do? Like street cop, detective? I don't know.
Yep.
What did you do?
Yep. Street.
Okay. So you've seen it. You've seen it firsthand.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And then when you show these girls with these costumes on, it drives me absolutely nuts. And you're talking most of the morning about Iran, okay? And I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm going to tell you something. This country's got some serious ass problems, and if we don't nip this in the bud, and I mean soon, we're all going to be in trouble.
How long before they changed the Minnesota Vikings to the Minnesota Goats?
Well, the way they play, and they lose all the time,
because Vikings, obviously, Vikings are from Norwegian countries. Countries, mostly white. So it's got to be racist to represent the Minnesota with a racist, mascot.
Yep.
We need to have. We need to have a Viking with a burqa on those helmets, right?
100,000%. And hey, I'll be praying for you when you make this trip on your trike. Hey,
I appreciate it, brother.
I hope you got some toys with you when you do this.
I am a Second Amendment all the way. I gotta.
You don't have to say anything more.
I gotta protect myself, right?
I should probably take time off and accompany you, so you got no problems.
Well, you take care. I appreciate you.
Yeah. God
Somebody
bless,
in the
thanks.
chat said that Minnesota got beat by the Somalis. There you go. Take care. Dearborn, Michigan, I guess, is a problem too, right? The Lions, Detroit Lions, should be changed to the goat herders, I guess. I don't know what you want to call those people. I know what I want to say. I know what I can't say. That's the problem. I know what I want to say, and I know what I can't say. Let's see here. Bernie Sanders AOC rally. That's interesting. All white people. Line 2, go.
Hey, Ben, it is Susan in North Carolina. I haven't talked to you in quite a while, about a year ago.
Sure, what you got?
You remember? Hey, you remember, like, I had lost my job from Citibank after 20 years, and I was unemployed. Yeah, I found a new job after a lot of searching back in October, working for my local county health Department of Public Health.
Okay.
And I just wanted to let you know, like, you know how they say, you know, the illegals and everything, the undocumented people are not getting any support or anything like that? That is a flat out lie. Because I can go ahead and tell you that, so we do a large variety of different health programs, and one of them happens to be obstetrics. Let me go ahead and tell you that about 70% of them do not speak English.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Yeah, and their
That's scary.
cost, yeah, right, and their cost of like the health care for their babies is based off of their income. And since none of them have social security numbers or any way to identify anything, they either give us a verbal attestation or they give us these written letters from their employer stating how much they make. And it's like they make $350 a week and support a family of 7.
Okay.
It's a lot. Nobody can do that.
Well, I appreciate
And then they
you.
wind up getting everything for free.
Okay. Well, I appreciate
and
you.
another thing.
All right. Wrap it up here. Wrap it up.
Yeah, I was going to say, and in addition to that, the ones that come in from like the Muslim countries, the African countries, they all have Medicaid.
Of course they do.
Every single one of them.
It's called taxpayer funded. Thank you for calling. God bless you.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that.
God bless
yeah,
you.
it was great talking to you.
Yes, ma'am. Call back anytime. Appreciate that. Let's go here. This is a good one. Oh, sorry. We need audio. My bad. Audio coming. I'm still learning how to do this. Been doing it for a couple of years. I still screw up.
Is it wrong to take this in a lighthearted fashion? Should we be taking these folks more seriously?
Well, I do take them very seriously, and I find it ironic that in the middle of our 250th anniversary, where our founders understood the risks of mass democracy and the threats to liberty, they created a republic for this reason. And what this platform does is it throws out all of that and exposes every American to the very kinds of risks that our founders tried to avoid.
Our founders knew what was coming. They had a plan in place. They did. I firmly believe they had a plan in place. I'm going to refill my coffee. I'm going to make you watch this guy. I'll be right back.
Now, I understand that you and I think every other Democrat oppose this so-called Save America Act, and there's a lot of reasons that you've put forward. But let me ask you very narrowly on the issue of photo ID, requiring photo ID to register to vote. Is this something that Democrats should get behind?
We have
80-some% of Americans, 71% of Democrats say they favor this?
You know what? In Virginia,
We have voter ID and photo ID. I got to show my.
That's actually not the case. I mean, I'm a Virginia voter. You don't need to show a photo ID in Virginia. There are a wide range of things you can show for ID. And if you don't show one of those, you can sign an affidavit saying
sign an
attesting.
affidavit,
But so it's not required.
And those become ballots that, if you want to contest later, can be contested. But you do have a variety of documents. But we have voter ID of one form or another.
But should that be a national standard?
I've got my coffee breaks timed down perfectly, don't I? Perfectly timed. That is the essence of been doing this for a while. Coffee break timed perfectly. Warner is a traitor? Oh, come on. I'm sure he's a great American, right? He's a great American. Look at the sly look on his face. He obviously knows more than all of you. Much smarter than any of you. Somebody asked what I use to take phone calls. It's complicated. I'll just say that. It's a complicated thing to take phone calls. But I'm happy to take phone calls. I like phone calls. I love talking to the American people. One of my favorite shows ever, Rush Limbaugh. I still listen to reruns of Rush. I've got probably 8 years of episodes downloaded that I've yet to listen to. That's why I got the gold mic, the EIB network. It's why I pay homage to Rush every day with the EIB golden mic and the golden cup. But I love hearing from the American people. I love it. And there's a lot of channels that are scared to hear from you clowns, from you deplorable bastards. You cold, heartless, deplorable bastards that call in. Mark Warner doesn't want to hear from you. Lines are open. If you're a cold, heartless, deplorable bastard, you call in. Rush is missed. That's why I try to pay homage to Rush every show. Because when I was on my submarine, multiple submarines, I had an old tape player. When I joined the Navy in 93, I had a tape player. I would record Rush radio shows and listen to them when I was underway. Line 2, go.
Hey, now is as good a time as any for the Iranian Persians and Christians to finally unite and get the job done over there. There's tens of millions of them. They need to finally come together and do it.
But why should they? Why should they?
If they don't want to quit being slaves to the IRGC, they better do it.
But we're doing it for them.
They need to do it because we don't want boots on the ground over there. We need most of our boots on the ground here at home.
No. My point is, it's just like the lazy POSs. You're getting me riled up. It's just like the lazy POSs here in this country that don't work, but they still eat. They still get crab legs. They still get Breyer's ice cream. They don't have to work because you and I do and pay for the lazy pieces of crap. And I think that's we're building this entitlement program in Iran, one American bomb at the time. They don't have to do anything because we're doing it for them.
The too poor to work situation.
They're too poor to work. Me too. God bless you, troll. I love you. Brother from another mother. Let's go here. Line 3.
Hey, Ben. Great job you're doing, sir.
I'm getting riled up. This morning. What do you got?
I'm getting riled up, too. I guess you could consider me one of those folks that you was talking about.
Evil, heartless, deplorable bastard.
That's me. I'm going to get me a T-shirt. But I'm afraid if we keep playing with this thing in Iran, it's going to turn around and bite us, and we're going to see something that makes 9/11 look like a hiccup. We need to finish it now.
We're doing the heavy lifting for them. And Iran, no matter who's in charge, will never pay us back for every bomb we drop. Will they?
No, and we definitely don't need to go back over there and rebuild anything for them to turn around and do it to us again.
Oh, whoa. Wait a second. You said the word rebuild. These Democrat companies, these government contractors, you know they are licking their filthy mouths right now saying, we'll rebuild it. We'll rebuild it. If you're a veteran in the chat, what I'm about to say is going to remind you of going into a porta potty. Keep Bush rich. In every porta potty in Iraq that I saw, the words KBR were written. Keep Bush rich. You know I'm right. You know I'm right.
Yeah, I don't want to give them no more time, but I would give them 24 hours to locate out to a desolate piece of property somewheres. And if they went home, it would be in a tent.
I am fed up with this rebuilding program. And you know that's exactly what's coming. We're going to be doing some level of rebuilding. You know it's going to happen. Thank you for calling, brother. I appreciate your time. God bless you. Let's go here. Washington State. Oh, you know about communism.
I am fed up.
You don't know about the audio button on your TV, though. You know about communism, but you don't know about the audio on your whatever. You don't know about that. Oh, here we go. Old veteran gamer. You've been there. You've been there. Keep Bush rich, KBR. You've been there. You know it. Line 3, go. You called back. Let's see if you figured it out.
Yes.
Go right
Can you
ahead.
hear me?
I hear myself, so you've got to turn down whatever you're calling on so that I can hear you. What would you like to say?
Okay, I just turned the mic down.
You don't have to give
Anyway,
me an update, but go right ahead.
This is Cindy from Washington State.
Let's hear it. You know about communism, just not the volume buttons. What do you got?
Hey, I'm on it now. Anyway, what I wanted to say is the one thing that people aren't thinking about is Trump does not want innocent lives to be diminished. The other thing is the people of Iran, they were disarmed, just like they want to disarm the citizens of this country. The biggest mistake you can ever allow to happen is to allow your government to take away your right to defend yourself. And that's what the people and the Persians in Iran are dealing with. That's why we're seeing Trump go in the way he is, to stop this bullshit. I'm 69 years old, and I have watched from the very beginning. I've always been a watcher. And what took place in Iran and the way our government is allowed this bullshit to continue, that's why we are where we are.
Where do you live at? What state? What state? You said you're in Washington, right?
Washington State.
So what is watching accomplished in Washington? What have you accomplished in Washington by watching?
Well, I'm a Christian, and I watch prophecy.
Do you live in Seattle? You live in Seattle? Where are you at in the state?
No, I wouldn't. I cannot even walk the streets of Seattle. I'm 69.
What part of the state do you live in? What part of the state do you live in?
I live right on the coast. I'm not going to tell you what town, but I
don't
do
care.
live right on the coastline.
But watching hasn't really accomplished a whole lot, has it?
Well, see, what I have experienced in my life, and I can go back.
No, you're not answering my question.
What?
Watching hasn't accomplished a whole lot.
Well, the one thing that I do have is a voice. And
you call your senators? You call your senators?
Yes.
Call your congressman?
And I vote. And I watch the hearings. I listen to what the the people are. I don't go by what somebody else wants their opinions of how a hearing went or their opinion.
I appreciate you calling. Thank you for calling. There we go. Keep watching. Line 2.
Hello?
Go ahead, line 2.
Hello?
Yeah, go right ahead. Let's hear it.
Oh, I agreed that we need to go harder on Iran because they're not going to stop. When we take little breaks in between, I think it's not productive enough. I think we need to just go in there and bomb the shit out of them. Get it done with. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for calling. I really appreciate it. Take care. Informative. Very informative there. My question is, what does watching accomplish? What does watching accomplish? What does watching accomplish? Let's go here.
I mean, you get some Democrats.
Democrats are cowardly.
Yeah.
They're cowardly. Their party is being taken over now by, every day I hear about a new, very radical. I feel very good about, like 10 whenever years ago, like I did lose fans because, I wasn't going to go along with some of this crazy stuff on the left, too. I didn't change really on what I thought about the right, but I can't sit and just not notice stuff, which people seem to want to do because it's all about my team or your team. But, yeah, there's some crazy stuff. When we're cheering for the Intifada, I got to cut. I'm out.
Well, I don't know.
This is a weird move. The Democrat Party has lost so many of their allies. They've lost Rogan, probably the loudest, most recognized podcaster. They lost him. They're losing Bill Maher. They lost Elon Musk, so they lost the loudest voice, Rogan. They lost the richest man, Elon. They lost one more of their, what I'd call allies, spokesholes, in Bill Maher. I want to ask this question in the comments right now. Oh, Michael Brokaw, you took the words right out of my mouth, brother. That's the problem. Too many are watching, not enough people are doing. Now, I did my 20 years in the Navy, 21 years, 1 month, 14 days. But nobody's counting about 8 hours and 17 minutes. Nobody's counting that in 9 seconds. And I am so glad that people are aware. But Michael brings up a great point. What are people doing? Now, I consider, I still have a full-time job, but I consider what I'm trying to do now is inform people. But I think what we have to do is we've got to take it to that next step. We've got to call people, and we've got to call these Senate majority leaders like this guy. We got to call these people, right? And we need to call people like John Thune. Let's go here. John Thune phone number. This is the beauty of having these thing right here. Contact John Thune. Let's do this. We don't want to email him. Those go to spam. He's probably blocked me. I think he's back in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. For anybody that said they were leaving Minnesota going to South Dakota, you got John Thune coming there, right? Let's call him, and I'm assuming he's probably going to be in Rapid City. Let's call old John Thune in Rapid City, South Dakota. I'm going to put his number up there. I'm going to put John Thune's number right here. This is John Thune's number. And we're going to call this gentleman. This is how I do it. Or this is what I like. Wait, I didn't mean to try to call that person. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. I've got John Thune's number saved right here, but this is what I do it. I've got his number saved. This is what I try to do. Johnny wants to know if he can call in. Sure, Johnny, call in. Johnny Ballgame, please call in. Love to talk to you.
Sorry.
Office of Senator John Thune.
On
Is not
vacation?
available.
Vacation?
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Senator John Thune, Rapid City, South Dakota office. This is Ben Dykes with the Ben Dykes Show. Got about 4,000 people watching, about 230,000 subscribers. That's irrelevant. You got a lot of voters. Put you in office, and now you're irrelevant. What you've done to this country, what you're doing to the country right now, what you're doing to the SAVE Act is destroying any level of sovereignty that we have. You've done nothing. You've accomplished nothing. Nothing that I can keep track of. Nothing that's important right now. What we're seeing right now in our country is a tactical invasion that you've allowed to happen. You're the Senate Majority Leader. I think it's time to stand down. I think it's time for you to go find another job. I don't know what you did before you became the Senate Majority Leader. I hope you're more effective at that than what you are right now. I implore everyone, and I'm giving all of my numbers your phone number, so that we can get rid of you, John. You need to be unemployed, just like all of the illegal aliens that you're allowing to come into our country. I wish you the very worst day in America. Take care, you loser. There you go. That's how you call these people. That's how you call these people. All right? And I implore all of you to do that. Ben, nicer than I was calling. I tried. I try to be respectful, but at the same time, shred every semblance of these people. What do we got? Johnny Ballgame, please call in. Or text the show, I'll call you. Line 3, go right ahead.
Yes, I'd like to order a large cheese pizza.
Large cheese pizza, coming right up. I'll send Ian Carroll to deliver it. That's what he used to do before he got famous. He delivered pizzas.
Hey, Ben, this is Greg from Ohio. I don't know what we're going to do in Iran. This got to end. We're too nice. I don't care about the Iranian people. I really don't at this point.
You're America first.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
God bless you. Let's go right here. Line 3, go. Line 3, grow. The heavy breathing doesn't turn me on. Doesn't turn me on there. Let's go line 4. What do you got?
Dude, that was epic. I wish I could have recorded that and sent that to all of them.
You know, I think you have to be respectful, but you can also be sharp. You can be direct. As soon as you swear, they hang up or they'll just delete it. But we have to do that.
In the dirt, bro.
We have to do that. We have to do it. You can be respectful, but at the same time, slice like a rusty razor. That's what I think.
I want to tell you, you're a little too modest, bro. You are more famous and more popular and more well-respected than you know, brother.
I ran into a dude yesterday in Walmart or Sam's Club. He was like, I know you from somewhere. I was like, really? Where? He's like, I don't know. I looked at him. I said, boom shakalaka. And he was like, you. And I just walked off. Take care. God bless you. Let's go line 3. Go.
Hey, Ben. Jim in Middle Tennessee.
Jim in Middle Tennessee, the great mecca of the new Middle East. What do you got?
There you go. I had a question for you and your theory on something. Why?
I'll tell you.
Yeah, I hope so. Why would Trump have waited so long to destroy the missile batteries and drone launchers around the strait until now, and the infrastructure, the roads to where they could rearm and do what they needed, and they waited to destroy all that after the ceasefire, and they could rearm and everything. Why were those batteries not destroyed around the Hormuz before?
I don't have that answer. I don't have that answer, sir. I don't.
it just seems like they should have taken those out in the first place, and then maybe gone to the ceasefire. But they gave them how many days to rearm and use all the roads and bridges and everything else. I just thought that they should have taken that stuff out earlier. That's what I was thinking.
I don't have that answer. I'm not even going to pretend to have that answer. You know what I mean? I really,
Yes,
I don't have it. But I appreciate you calling. God bless you. It's a great perspective, great point of view, great questions. God bless you.
All
and
right, thank you, sir. Have a good
from Middle East Tennessee. Middle East Tennessee. There you go.
There you go.
Middle East Tennessee. Johnny, text the show. I'll call you. How about that? Text the show. I'll call you, Johnny. I can't wait to hear your perspective on some things. I cannot wait. I'm sure it's going to remind me of a book called The Sound and the Fury. Here we go. You'll love this. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, my governor. In our state, you cannot replace Arkansas law with Sharia law. It will not allow it. We will not allow it, period. There you go. Period. There you go. That's my governor. Ben Dykes, really? Why don't I believe you? I have no idea. Believe what you want. Sound and the Fury. Johnny, text the show. I will call you. If you say you can't get through, whatever. I just don't, I hate to say it, but I don't really care what you think, Johnny. But I'd love to hear your opinion. I will almost pay to hear your opinion. I would almost pay to hear your opinion. What is this? Eunice, what do you got? If Johnny calls, I'm hanging up on you. What do you got, Eunice?
So what else is new? I'm used to it.
What do you got?
Anyway, with these illegals of all persuasions,
yep,
I think even though they have ramped it up, they've got to go and not just worry about getting the criminals.
Mm-hmm.
I think that every single illegal, that if they're over here, whatever they're doing, should be picked up. And especially in New York, Minnesota, Dearborn, Michigan, all those people over there with the people of Islam, they should go through with a fine-tooth comb. And just like all these people that have lost their protection, temporary status,
mm-hmm.
well, you hear little bits and pieces. Get them all out. What is taking so long?
Well,
that seems to be a problem. No, you're asking. I'm just telling you how things can get done, but they just seem that they are taking so long to do it. And by the time they get there, there's another problem they got to deal with. This isn't going to last forever before another federal judge comes in with a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, they'll some kind of have injunction, some kind of injunction. Yeah, you're right.
You got to hit while the iron's hot, and the same thing with with Iran. I understand you don't want the casualties. I don't want boots on the ground. I think that's the first worst thing that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
But we're wasting time that Trump does not have.
Yeah, you're right about that.
To me, he's got to hit them. I don't care if he's got to bomb them every day. If you can contain the losses, because I guarantee you, if they came over and started bombing us, they're not going to worry about the innocent people that are here around.
Yeah. Eunice, thank you for calling.
We got to step with the feelings.
I
You're
agree.
welcome. Take care, my dear.
God bless you. I want to play this. Let's roll this. This is Pencil Neck.
We've been very good to your country, very good. No other country has done as much as we have. But you know what? I don't see much reciprocity here. I hear what you want. I have a favor I want from you, though. And I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good. I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent, understand lots of it. On this and on that. I'm going to put you in touch with people, not just any people. I'm going to put you in touch with Attorney General of the United States.
Let's grab this. I don't know who this is. Let's see here. Line 2. Go right ahead.
Hey, Ben. Good morning. This is Barb from Ohio. I think Eunice is right. And I think people should stop leaving their states and stay where they are to make a difference. And maybe I'm not seeing things right. And I live in a safe area, so I don't know what it's like to live around Muslims and like in Minnesota and New York. But Eunice didn't leave. So why are people leaving there where they've lived all these years and given up? What do we do in our whole country if they come in and invade the whole country? Where are we going to go?
That's
my opinion.
Great point. Great point. God bless you. Line 2, go.
Hi, Ben. Texas here. You know what? Our problem is they're using our laws against us, and we have no recourse because those are our laws.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the law. I mean, literally, it's the law, right?
We have no recourse. We tried to keep the vouchers away from the mosque, but guess what? Our law says they can have them.
That's right. It is the law.
Our laws are what brings them in. The H-1B visas, the B-1 visas, the student visas. We are allowing every one of our Republicans have done this for the last 40 years. I've sat here and watched them divvy up Texas for 65 years now.
Yeah. Texas is the target. Texas is a target because of the amount of electoral votes.
And unfortunately, Texas has got apathy big time. Nobody wants to talk about politics. Nobody wants to hear what's going on. Nobody wants to do anything. Nobody.
You better do it now while Trump's in office, because whenever he's gone, you know what's going to happen.
No shit, sorry. Talarico down there at the border, sitting there just getting votes after votes after votes. What the frick is Kim Paxton doing? Nothing.
I think he went on vacation somewhere with his mistress, right?
Yeah, well, he's got those mistresses, but his wife, we won't go there, okay? Because he's not the only one. He's not the only one who's guilty about that stuff. So, I don't want him there, but I don't want Talafrico either. So what am I supposed to do?
It is a weird choice. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you. God bless you.
Yep.
I don't guess Johnny's going to call. I didn't think he would. There we go.
My Attorney General, Bill Barr. He's got the whole weight of the American law enforcement behind him. And I'm going to put you in touch with Rudy. You're going to love him, trust me. You know what I'm asking, and so I'm only going to say this a few more times, in a few more ways. And by the way, don't call me again. I'll call.
So this was Schiff. Now, there's a document that recently came out where they were going to make Schiff the director of the CIA. Black and white. FBI declassified a document, confirms Adam Schiff was promised to be the director of the CIA if he helped topple the U.S. government. Can you imagine what America would be like right now with Adam Shifty Schiff as the director of the CIA? Now, there's new information here coming out as well that Anna Luna and Tim Burchett are putting forward legislation to revoke all Chinese visas. Student visas by the Chinese. The admin needs to rescind all Chinese visas. I am 1,000% on board with that. 1,000%. Get rid of them. Get rid of Chinese visas. Get rid of them all. That bacon flavored prayer rugs are on the menu. Okay. Probably not wrong about that either. That was the situation for today, guys. That's the situation. That's what's going on.
On the 1MC, pass the word. Dive, dive, sound 2 blasts of dive alarm, pass the word, dive, dive.
Dive, dive. Dive, dive.
Here we go again! Here we go again! Same old song again! Same old song again! Marching down the avenue! Marching down the avenue! We don't know we'll be through! We don't know we'll be through! They're trying radio. Heard it on the radio. Sounds so good to me. Sounds so good to me. U.S. Navy submarine. U.S. Navy submarine. Recruiter just inside here. Recruiter just inside here. Turns out I gave them 5 years. Turns out I gave them 5 years. Had to get out of boot camp. Had to get out of boot camp. They won't like the smoking lamp. They won't like the smoking lamp. Now I'm a submariner. Now I'm a submariner. Rolling in the deep, sir. Rolling in the deep, sir. Top secret mission, hush, hush. Secret mission, hush, hush. No one's gonna find us. No one's gonna find us. 6 months below the ocean. 6 months below the ocean. I can't remember the sun. I can't remember the sun. Can't write my wife no letters. Can't write my wife no letters. And Tony's gonna get her. Tony's gonna get her. But I won't trade this life away. I won't trade this life away. Makes it worth the Navy pay. Makes it worth the Navy pay. If I can't be a bobblehead. I can't be a bobblehead. Might as well just be dead. Might as well just be dead. A long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. Heard it on the radio. Heard it on the radio. Sounds so good to me. Sounds so good to me. U.S. Navy submarine. U.S. Navy submarine. Left, right, left, right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Coral Sea. I've been to Coral Sea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Korea. I've been to Korea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Vietnam. I've been to Vietnam. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Desert Storm. I've been to Desert Storm. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Afghanistan. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Iraq and back. I've been to Iraq and back. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where will you be? Where will you be? I'll be where I have to be. I'll be where I have to be. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Left, right, left, right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Okay, guys, gals, girls, this is Ben Dykes Show. Smash the like and subscribe on your way out the door. See you in the next one. Ben Dykes Show is out.
We could do boom shakalaka. We love the boom shakalaka, you know. Nobody booms and shakalakas as much as I do. I do it better than anybody. I invented it, believe it or not. A lot of people don't realize it.
Rock on, salute, God bless you. Bubbleheads forever. Guys, thanks for watching. I think some of us may have gotten a little too comfortable. That's what I think. Some of us may have gotten a little too comfortable. Maybe that changes. Thank you there, no more BS. Johnny, I didn't think you'd call. Never would. Never trust a clown. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one. I got to go do some fence work. I got to go repair some fences that we got down. So you guys take care. Thanks. And stay strong, ladies and gentlemen. Stay strong.